You ever look around at your life and think, wait, wasn't this supposed to make me happy? You have the phone you wanted, maybe the relationship, maybe the degree, the job, the freedom, the money, the goals you spent years chasing. And yet, at night, when everything gets quiet, there's a strange emptiness sitting inside you that no achievement seems to touch. And the worst part? You feel guilty for feeling this way, because from the outside, your life looks fine. So why does it feel so hollow? Today, we're going to talk about the psychological trap that causes millions of people to feel emotionally numb, even when life looks successful. And more importantly, we're going to break down 5 hidden reasons why this happens. But stay until the end, because the last one is the most dangerous. It's the reason some people spend their entire lives chasing happiness and never actually feel alive. 1. You were trained to chase, not to feel. From childhood, most of us are unconsciously taught the same formula. Get good grades, get accepted, get productive, get attractive, get successful. Your brain slowly learns a terrifying lesson. My worth depends on what I achieve. So your life becomes one long pursuit of the next thing. And here's the problem with that. The brain is incredibly bad at enjoying what it already has. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, which basically means the mind normalizes almost everything. The thing you once dreamed about quickly becomes your new baseline. That phone you obsessed over? Normal. That promotion? Normal. That relationship? Normal. Your brain keeps moving the finish line. So instead of feeling fulfilled, you feel trapped in a cycle of temporary highs followed by emotional flatness. You don't actually know how to be anymore. You only know how to chase. And when there's nothing left to chase for a moment, the emptiness finally catches up to you. 2. You build a life that looks good instead of feels good. This one hurts. Because sometimes the life you work hardest for was never truly yours. A lot of people are living according to invisible scripts they never consciously chose. The successful career, the acceptable personality, the ideal lifestyle. But deep down, they feel disconnected from themselves. Why? Because humans don't just need comfort. They need alignment. You can have external success while internally abandoning yourself. Think about how many people smile constantly, but secretly feel exhausted. How many people are surrounded by others, but feel emotionally alone? How many people achieve their dream life, only to realize it was someone else's dream? And the scary part is, you can spend years optimizing your image while neglecting your actual inner world. Your soul doesn't care about aesthetics. It cares about meaning. And meaning cannot be faked. 3. You're constantly distracted from yourself. This might be the biggest addiction nobody talks about. Not alcohol, not drugs, not even social media itself. Distraction. The average person never sits alone with their own mind anymore. The second discomfort appears, we escape. Phone, music, videos, scrolling, notifications, noise. We've created a world where silence feels uncomfortable because silence forces self-awareness. And emptiness grows in environments where reflection never happens. Sometimes people say, I don't know who I am anymore. But the truth is, they haven't spent enough uninterrupted time with themselves to even hear their own thoughts. Your inner world becomes blurry when you constantly consume everyone else's. And this creates a strange emotional numbness. You stop feeling deeply. You stop questioning. You stop processing. You exist in a permanent state of low-level stimulation, not devastated, not fulfilled, just emotionally diluted. And if that sounds familiar, there's still one deeper reason we need to talk about, because this next one silently destroys people from the inside. 4. You confuse pleasure with fulfillment. Modern life is engineered to keep you stimulated. Fast entertainment, fast food, fast dopamine, fast validation. Everything is designed to make you feel something instantly. But fulfillment and pleasure are not the same thing. Pleasure feels exciting. Fulfillment feels meaningful. Pleasure disappears quickly. Fulfillment changes you. And many people accidentally build lives full of pleasure, but empty of depth. You can laugh all day and still feel lost at night. Because humans psychologically need more than comfort. We need purpose, connection, growth, contribution, identity. Without those things, life starts feeling emotionally weightless. And here's the dangerous part. The more empty someone feels, the more they often increase stimulation to avoid confronting that emptiness. More scrolling, more shopping, more attention, more consumption. But trying to fill emotional emptiness with stimulation is like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. It temporarily feels like relief while quietly making the problem worse. 5. You lost contact with meaning. This is the one nobody wants to hear. The deepest emptiness often comes from living disconnected from meaning. Not excitement, not success, meaning. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist and Holocaust survivor, once wrote that humans can survive immense suffering if they can find meaning within it. But what happens when life becomes comfortable yet meaningless? You feel emotionally homeless. And this is happening everywhere now. People know how to consume, how to perform, how to optimize. But many no longer know what they truly value, who they want to become, or what makes life spiritually worth living. And without meaning, achievement becomes strangely empty, because achievements are moments. Meaning is direction. One disappears after a few days. The other gives your life psychological gravity. This is why some people with almost nothing feel deeply alive, while others with everything feel numb. Meaning is not something you buy. It's something you build, slowly, through honest relationships, difficult growth, responsibility, creativity, contribution, self-respect, and living according to values instead of impulses. And yes, this takes longer than dopamine, but it actually lasts. So, how do you stop feeling empty? Not with another purchase, not with another productivity hack, not with another distraction. You start by becoming honest. Ask yourself, what parts of my life feel real and what parts are performance? What am I chasing right now and why? When was the last time I felt genuinely connected to myself? What actually gives my life meaning beyond temporary pleasure? These questions are uncomfortable, but discomfort is often where real life begins. And here's something important. Feeling empty does not mean your life is ruined. Sometimes emptiness is psychological feedback. Your mind telling you, this version of life is no longer enough. That feeling might actually be the beginning of transformation, because the people who become deeply fulfilled are usually not the people who avoided emptiness. They're the people who listen to it. So maybe you're not broken. Maybe your mind is exhausted from chasing a version of happiness that was never designed to satisfy you in the first place. And maybe the goal isn't to constantly feel happy. Maybe the goal is to build a life that feels true, a life where you're connected, present, growing, meaningful, a life that feels like yours. And if this video resonated with you, don't ignore that feeling, because awareness is where change starts. Subscribe to Mind Beneath for more videos on psychology, self-awareness, and becoming someone you actually want to be. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, what's one thing you achieved that didn't make you as happy as you expected? Sometimes saying it out loud changes everything.